20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished.
We're rolling.
All right, here we are, everybody. Slippery Stallions podcast. We are back at it again for another week in a row. Hopefully we can keep this flowing.
Yes.
In the studio today, it's just me, Zach, and Zach and I.
Yes.
And Brandon.
Hello.
Brandon, Zach, and I, to be grammatically correct. You always say the Jew first. It is Brandon, Zach, and I in the studio today. So you are going to get a little bit of view of Brandon today when he speaks.
I have no good side.
So yeah. You get his Jewish side.
Which is every side. Every side of me is the Jewish side.
So we did have a couple things with the levels last week. Bear with us while we're figuring out this new studio setup.
Yeah, and we're probably not gonna have the sliders anymore, which I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah, big fan of the slider wipe.
So,
but yeah, we're gonna go clean.
Unfortunately, it's gonna be
Star Wipe.
Yeah, I was
Star
a fan
Wipe.
of that. It
We
looked
need
like
more
it was
Star Wipe.
like a middle school like project. It felt fucking awesome.
Yeah, we are moving away from the PowerPoint structure.
Yeah, yeah. We're a little more adult. So yeah, it's been a fucking pretty crazy fucking. I mean, so last time we hear that's the Ravens got fucking spanked. We'll get to that at some point, but obviously it's Charlie Kirk fucking situation. I know we're probably gonna talk that at some point, but a lot of shit's kind of going on.
Yeah, a lot of bad stuff, a lot of bad things.
There's good, we just don't know about it.
Yeah, we don't see the good.
Yeah, why would they show us good?
I literally at the end of the last pod, I said how I'm black pilled, or was it the beginning?
Yeah,
I don't know.
At some point we did.
I talked about how I was black pilled.
What is it?
Why are we
What's
watching
in
porn?
here?
I'm trying to find a Charlie Kirk thing.
Well, you're
It's all-
distracting
that's
me
all
with titties.
Tits and
That was
I mean, now
That drawing
yeah,
was-
that's crazy.
yeah, that's insane.
But yeah, what are you saying?
Okay. now I'm okay. Anyway, now I'm hard.
You say you were black, but
don't
just
zoom
numb.
in.
You were numb to everything.
No, yeah, I said I'm black pilled. I said
Yeah.
everything's going to shit. Our country's going to shit. Everybody sucks. The government runs everything, and then literally like 4 days later,
That happened.
that happens.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm not going to say I'm a guru or savant or anything. I'm just a pessimist that happened to be correct.
Here's the thing. Here's the funny is I did like think that I was I am numb to it all. Obviously, there's forces at play here that just I used to always want to kind of speak on this shit and kind of have my theories and stuff. I literally at this point, dude, it's just something is going on. I just have we're so not even involved in what's actually happening. But seeing that video and like the like I thought I was numb to it all, but I was not good. You're not meant to see meant to see somebody like die like that. You know what I mean?
I
And you've seen fucked up shit, right? Yeah, so you've seen like the police shootings and stuff and innocent males, so everybody's making it about fucking a racial thing, and some people are treating it that way for sure. It's definitely, if you just go on the feeds and stuff, people are falling right into the fucking
that
shit.
honestly was. This is all okay. We'll get to the Ravens and get lighter in a second.
Yeah.
I just want to first start off by saying rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and praying for his family and everything, because this is disgusting. But I think I don't want to attack anybody, but I just think it's so fucking obvious. And I fell into it for the first hour, where I'm like scrolling on Facebook and I'm like, I actually like I just unfriended a bunch of people, because if you were celebrating this man's death, yeah, I'm just done. I can't be a part of your evil.
Agreed, and it's the same evil that was on the other side. When like, I
Correct.
know George Floyd, like what everyone say, he was a criminal, drug addict, whatever.
But if anybody's
celebrating a
celebrating
man's
it,
death,
absolutely
that's fucking
disgusting.
evil either way. So
I think this-
and people were trying to. I know like Charlie Kirk was what it was, but like trying to tie him into like MLK and shit. Like you can't. You can't tie things in like that. That's ridiculous.
Especially
Like,
60 years difference.
I'm just
I mean,
saying,
it's clear that he's a martyr. He was put in front of us to show us. He was put in front of us and murdered in front of us by the people at hand. I don't want to say the deep state or this or that, because I don't know.
No
it
fucking.
could be
it
could be just like JFK, where it's like a small faction of the FBI working in conjunction with another person.
Who knows?
I mean, don't forget Lee Harvey Oswald. Do not
Yeah.
forget JFK.
Exactly.
Because this is where we're at now. They're parading this new guy in front of you and saying he's the shooter.
Didn't look nothing like that guy in the stairwell, by the way.
Regardless, it's not him.
No, I know.
They're giving us someone to direct our anger at
Yeah.
so that we don't look at the exact situation that's happening.
For sure.
This was a calculated hit. This was calculated by multiple people. There's videos of his security team doing signals that are like commence firing, sniper, all kinds of different signals that are known in the military world. The people around him giving these signals.
Yeah,
This was
that shit
so
was wild.
calculated and set up.
Wasn't this the same? I know it's a little too early to get into conspiracy shit, but wasn't I saw something? I don't have it as a primary source, so this is probably like a tertiary or quaternion, whatever the fuck fourth tier source, aka doom scrolling. I saw that they were voting on releasing the Epstein files that day.
I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that, but that happened, and the 3 countries were like kind of the government like was overtaken and shit.
Not
like
to mention-
Nepal was
like
burning.
a lot of shit like was happening going on. There was a lot of
And
like
it's September 11th week.
what true, but same thing. And even like that girl like who got stabbed to death on that where was it at? Was it what country was it? St. Louis. Not
What's her
St.
name?
Louis. The Ukrainian girl. But
yeah,
that's what
let's
like
say her name. Let's
were
give her some respect.
That's what I'm saying. So that was going on. People just that got washed away. It's like where was same thing. The energy that I know it's because I saw that video too, and that fucked me up. And that was like a couple days before that. So seeing her get brutally stabbed to death and then Charlie Kirk back to back.
Irina Zarutska.
I'm telling you, man.
Irina Zarutska.
Yeah,
Irina
like,
Zarutska.
Seeing people
Iri-
die like this is like really. I mean, it's
Zaruska.
Now, with the problem with this, the I don't want to go. I definitely want to finish my thought on the Charlie thing, but
yeah.
the thing about Irina is the reaction of the people on the train was disgusting.
Oh, I agree.
Nobody helped her.
Yeah.
Nobody even.
It's the bystander effect.
Yeah.
It's something that I've.
But then also people saying like, well, hey, look, that he had mental health. It was a mental health issue.
give a
Like I don't.
fuck. Put him
So
to
so
death.
that's
I'm
my
sorry.
thing. It's like, I don't like how can. So same thing. The people that are have been like I've seen people like, oh, you have selected empathy, the same people putting that shit up about this Charlie Kirk thing are the same people who aren't even saying shit about this fucking Ukrainian girl because it doesn't fit that agenda.
I understand mental health. I have empathy for people with mental health. A mentally challenged, very large woman of African descent, and that's important because these African women are fucking strong. She was a big lady. She was, I think they were Nigerian. Slapped the shit out of my fiance at the park. Ran up to us, and clearly looked like she needed help. Was running from a man. Come to find out, that man was trying to wrangle her in because she had gotten away from him, and she had mental issues. We thought it was a domestic violence. As soon as we're about to ask this lady, "Hey, are you okay?" she hauls off and slaps my fiance across the face as hard as I've ever seen somebody slap somebody. I feel like a small failure by not protecting her, but we were so taken off guard by like, hey, we thought this lady needed help. I didn't go haul off and punch the lady. I didn't beat her up. I didn't even, make a crazy scene about it. I protected my wife. I pulled my fiance away. I protected her. The lady darted off as soon as she slapped my fiance, and then the guy, apologized. Clearly she had mental issues. He couldn't get her in the car for 20 minutes. She's laying on the ground. Anyway, I'm not saying that I don't have empathy for people with mental health issues and that with mental deficiencies, but that man should have never been released.
It was like 11 times before that or something.
11 times violent stuff. The judge that released him is part of the second chance thing, and she's a judge. Somehow she's never passed the bar.
I saw that.
I'm so confused by that. I don't want to hog up too much time.
I mean,
No.
she's passed a bar, and then that bar happened to have the right guy that she went home with.
I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what the fuck happens in that shit. But
but
That's a little
so
misogynistic.
first of all, time out. Light note, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Please don't with mentally challenged people talk about wrangling them in.
Oh, no,
that's
it's
a
a
whole,
wrangle-
whole
it's a
visual
wrangling
for
thing.
me. It's just a funny ass fucking thing. It's
God.
me. No, get you.
get out of here.
It's a golem.
Wrangle that thing in.
It's a golem.
No, but yeah. So I want to get back on the Charlie Kirk thing really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
As if enough white men with podcasts have
Yeah,
weighed
it's
in
hard.
on
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
No,
No, but you gotta weigh in on it because that's the thing. There's, I understand. Continue what you're saying, then we'll get back to it. Go ahead. You're good.
May
yeah.
I interject?
Yeah,
I
go,
was
Brian.
I was listening.
I'm sure you will.
I
Go ahead.
was listening.
Your people might have been at fault.
You were promised this airtime 4,000.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was listening to the History Hyenas on my way in.
Yeah.
Giannis Papas and Chris DiStefano,
Yeah.
fucking great comedians, and I gotta say, they're doing a great job as like modern historians because making
Nice.
it palatable for the public.
True. You need that.
100%. They were doing something on Edward Bernays, the guy who his uncle was Sigmund Freud. He looked up to him, and this guy was the modern father of propaganda, essentially, because because Goebbels took all of his shit from Edward Bernays, but he changed propaganda to public relations. Yeah, and he was also a salesman. So this guy worked for the aluminum manufacturers, and they had a problem with too much like excess fluoride from the aluminum manufacturing, and he basically gaslit the public with these PR propaganda manipulations in order to say that fluoride's good for your teeth,
Yeah.
just so it can get it in your water.
Yeah.
So-
Wow.
That said, they're taking a play-by-play from Edward Bernays to manipulate the public.
Yeah, this has been a psyop for 100 years now with the
sure.
manipulation of the media. And but this is with the Charlie Kirk thing, he was put in front of us to show us that if you speak up, you get taken out. And if you say and you talk about the wrong things, you get taken out. Now with JFK, this is where it differs. JFK, they wanted you to think that he was killed by some lone gunman and it was this, and they wanted to put blame on the mob and blah, blah, blah. The real problem was that he was going against the Federal Reserve
And secret society.
and the secret societies, and the government did not, the factions in the government that could take care of it did not want this stuff coming out. He was murdered by our own government, and the files still haven't been released, even though they were promised to us by President Trump,
Yep,
who has
true.
not delivered
By the way,
on a lot of his fucking
a
promises.
lot of his promises. And I know I've shown a lot of support for President Trump, and my support this presidency has been waning quite a bit.
I think it's an all-time low. I mean, especially now you see this whole thing happening with, now I don't think that Trump's this fucking mastermind that people think. I think he's not fucking smart. He's dumb in that kind of regard. You see the type of person he is. He just speaks out. His mind comes up. He just got like damn near like autism, not autism. I guess he's kind of like ADD, whatever. He
he's
just
a
stays off his
classic
mind.
case of like textbook narcissist.
Yeah,
No
100%.
filter.
No filter, just kind of just whatever it is. But there's people like he's obviously controlled by somebody. The fact the Epstein shit, I don't care if he's on the shit or not or whatever. But
Yeah.
you think if he was, Biden and them would have released it beforehand. But why didn't they? They're all on the fucking shit.
Yeah.
They're all part of the same fucking club,
Also-
and we're not in it.
Yeah.
Who said that before?
He's also like a rabid animal. If you corner him, he's going to it. He probably called the hit on this guy because of some shit. Because I didn't see.
I don't think
No,
think
that's what I'm saying. I
Trump
don't think he has that
personally
kind of-
has that kind of pool, and I don't think he's making those kind of calls. With
No,
the hits.
I think it's higher than that.
This
He probably
is-
knew about it.
Oh,
He probably
yeah.
knew about it for sure.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Didn't Charlie Kirk get murked by what? My friend. I haven't seen the video because
Don't watch
Yeah,
it.
don't
Don't
watch
watch
I
it.
didn't know that it happened until I was around comedians saying, "Yeah, the Charlie Kirk thing." What Charlie Kirk thing?
Yeah, it's
But-
fucked up.
But apparently there was a huge blood splatter, like abnormal amount
Leaking.
Yeah, I mean,
which
well, it
means
wasn't
no
abnormal if you're hitting your
from the,
neck from
no upon the entry exit blood
It was the
splatter.
exit. It looked like an exit out of the left side of his neck.
Yeah, so no,
out of the
The
right
ca-
side.
the
Like,
caliber.
no, it came out of the left.
Yeah, so okay.
Bullet went into the right, which that's what I'm trying to figure out. The way he fell, I don't think the bullet came straight on. That's just me. I'm not a gun guy. I don't fucking know.
There's
It
also
looked like it went
videos
right.
of a guy with a little device tucked under his arm next to him.
Yeah, I saw that. You see his glasses he's wearing? They
Correct.
look almost like
Wait,
extra.
do you think he's alive?
No, I think
And
he-
that was
no.
a squib?
No.
No,
I
okay.
I don't think he's alive. I think he was the people on his security detail seemed like they're fishy and they were in on it. But that I think that this is a calculated hit. First, they wanted you to think some trans activist, old white man was the shooter.
First,
He
yeah.
was a distraction so that the other guy could maybe get away. Now they're putting this guy, this patsy, in front of you,
Yeah.
to for you to direct your anger towards him
Left-
instead of the real people that are at fault here. And they want to create a civil war. This isn't a left and right thing. This is a
Exactly
hey,
right.
do not speak up, or you will be killed.
Go against
And-
certain things.
and
Against
this is showing really some disgusting behavior from I don't want to even categorize people on the left and people on the right, because there's plenty of people on the left that aren't celebrating this and think that this is disgusting. And some of Charlie's biggest proponents are going on live stream and like are very emotional guys that have had heated debates with him that are left wing
Opponents, not proponents. Proponents are the people who are supporting him. Sorry.
Okay. But his opponents, are sitting there and they're crying and they are saying that he does not deserve this. So it's the fucking losers on the internet that are being loud as shit and saying, "Oh, I don't care if Charlie died." Well, you should.
Well, it's
You really should, because
100%, but-
you're falling for the bullshit.
exactly the same way though. I said when you have like people of other colors, other kind of creeds or whatever who are shot by cops, or whatever. And I've seen them. A lot of people on the far right side,
right.
pretty much saying like, "Well, he's a criminal. Who gives a shit?
fuck
he
that
shouldn't have
criminal."
been." You know,
Yeah.
so it's the same fucking thing. The people made fucking dolls and shit of I can't breathe, fucking on the ground. People did the same shit. You know what I mean? So now that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Everything's a fucking pendulum, dude.
Yeah.
So whatever these fucking on the far, it's and that's what's sickening about it. And then it's what, and you start to, because even like I started to kind of for a minute be like, dude, like I started being afraid of like my own freedom of speech. All of a sudden, I was like, damn, is like the far left like all of a sudden now going to say, okay, cool. Now when everybody just speaks against like what we think is right, we can just kill them or like. Or just what I mean, kind of made me for a minute be like, I don't even know if I want to do the fucking podcast. In my brain, I was like,
Yeah.
should I even, is free speech gone? Is free speech gone today? But I'm like, no, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It ain't about that shit. They fucking, this is so much higher, fucking above us than what what we actually even think this is. Even it's
Well, also so Brandon, I'm gonna need you to be quiet on this one for.
All right.
Let me
I'm going to sit
let
back.
me just finish. And we also, not to go too far off, I also want to do a podcast with my Uncle Phil.
yeah, for sure.
The
And-
crazy one?
Yeah, the
He's
one.
not crazy.
He's brilliant. But
A
he's
little loco?
so we're gonna try to figure out how to zoom him in. So you'll zoom him in on the computer.
Yeah.
We'll pop it up
Just
in
ask
here.
more topics.
And we'll literally put him in the top corner while we're talking. I think we should do that one with me, you, and Dom. And I think Nick Kuhn could probably just sit out that episode, because I don't think he's like that's just not Nick Kuhn's vibe. But all right, let me just put it this way: my uncle has been on top of what the next thing is going to be in the media he's a decade ahead. At least all the time. He was talking about 9/11.
No, he called Charlie Kirk getting assassinated.
Dude, 10 years ago, when Ronda Rousey was like the reigning champion in UFC, my uncle was going off on the whole trans movement thing. He's like, all of these people are intersex, all of these Hollywood stars are trans, this, that, and the other thing. He was so, and now that's a thing. All this like that conspiracy that everybody's trans and everybody's intersex and blah blah blah. He's been on. He literally for the 15 years ago. He's been big on the Jews. The Jews run everything. The blah blah blah, and of course the Zionist Jews, not the regular Jewish people, because he'll tell you himself that we derive from our family. The Polish side has Jewish blood
For sure. I mean,
blah, blah,
that
blah.
area, yeah.
And Our last name is Selesky from that. So I mean, apparently we're Polish Jews. But anyway, he will tell you he was big on Jews and Israel controlling the U.S. This is 15 years ago. Now it's forefront. Now people are talking about it. He's brilliant. Anyway, we're gonna have a podcast where we zoom him in. It's gonna be a tinfoil hat podcast. It's going to be
Insane.
he's a big flat earther.
Probably won't make it to YouTube.
It's gonna be a great podcast. Definitely fucking tune in for that. I gotta link him in soon. But anyway, what I was saying about the Charlie Kirk thing. It's all a distraction. It's all a psyop, and you're falling for it on Facebook when you're arguing with your neighbor and you're arguing with this guy, and these people that are celebrating his death are falling for it because then they're irritating the people that are here, and now it's a they versus me, them versus us. We're all Americans. This is absolute bullshit because it's all created by this government that wants us to fight. They want to divide us. It is literally the oldest trick in the book, divide and conquer. They've been doing it for
That's
decades,
what, I just don't
and
think
we're
it's
falling
it's
for it.
past as our government at this point. Obviously, clearly to me, Trump, who talked about draining the swamp all shit for the longest times or whatever. He's clearly, someone that has control over this government at this point. You know what I'm saying?
He's part of the
because
swamp.
everybody at this point now, like it's like there's a whole fucking thing where it's like. I don't, Cash would tell you in the beginning when this first happened, they're like, that we believe it was, there's evidence or whatever it was saying that a foreign power had something to do with this. That was the first reports that came out.
Yeah.
You saw all this shit, and then there was a private jet that literally like a few minutes after this happened, I don't know how long after it happened, disappeared and shit. Now it turns out that's whatever. And now this kid who the rifle, I've seen some people do so. I don't know a lot about guns, but the rifle that was found or whatever, it wasn't found on the roof or whatever. He had to break it down on the roof. Put in his book bag or whatever, but then there's videos of him walking up to it, walking with a limp. So the gun was they're saying it was in his pant when he was coming to the building. Why wouldn't you have it in your book bag then and assemble it on the roof? But it doesn't make sense of how the shots happened and he got off the roof as quick as he did to assemble that rifle. I don't know. A lot of that kind of stuff doesn't make sense.
The blood
but
splat,
he didn't do it, so.
like, from what it sounds like, the video, like, if it's like a smaller caliber, going through even a jugular, exit wound, large splat. But from the way that my friend described it, it seemed like it's larger.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's
it's
brutal.
definitely a large
Like-
caliber.
like-
It's a large caliber shot.
Here's
for
what's-
sure.
30 to 50.
Here's what's funny though.
Some
Did
shit.
you know there was like shit wrote on the bullets? Have you seen this? There was
No,
words on
the
bullets.
sound alone tells me large caliber.
But there was like shit wrote on the bullets, and one of them. Now this is fucking funny shit to me. So this Patsy or whoever did this, sense of humor. One of the bullets said, "If you're reading this, you're gay." LMAO. Swear to God. So I don't care who the
Is
fuck
this
you.
official?
Yeah, look at that. Read up words on bullet from.
If you're reading this, you're gay.
Yeah,
That's,
if you're
that's
reading
wild.
this, that's what I say. Imagine you're an FBI agent and you get up there, fucking, I found the gun. I found it.
Do you know how
And you
fucking-
take out that fucking, you're reading it. Oh my God, and you read it, and you fucking read. If you're reading this, you're gay. I'd be so pissed.
You know how stupid they think we are, though? Like, seconds after this attack, I sent it in our comedy group chat. There's a link that says that of newscasters talking about it, and one of the guys is like, I'm sure he's just reading the prompter, but if I read this out loud on a prompter, I'd be like, hold up, what are we doing here? Are we serious? He said, we don't know if it was a lone gunman. We don't know if it was somebody in the crowd shooting off their gun in celebration.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
You
ridiculous.
fucking stupid?
Yeah.
So you've already tried to push it to the right. Now you're pushing it to the left. Now you're trying to
Look,
push
time
it
out.
to the
So
right.
it's a Mauser. Apparently, a Mauser. You can't just. It's really kind of hard to take apart.
A Mauser,
Like
yeah. A
those
Mauser's
fucking-
an old
yeah,
school.
Yeah, it's
fucking,
exactly. You don't just take that apart within 2 seconds and put it in a book bag and jump off a roof.
Mauser's not like a modern AR where you can just like disassemble really
That's what I'm
quick.
saying. It's a bolt action rifle. That's like a sniper fucking rifle,
30
right?
06. 30 06. 30 06. Yes. Anyway, I just think this is gross, but I think it's what I was going to get into before Brandon used his Jew magic to sway me is that I believe that it's possible that Israel is behind this as they are behind a lot of things because Charlie Kirk's always been kind of on the fence a little bit with Israel. It seemed to be defending Israel quite a bit. And then this last week before his killing, he started challenging Israel's, like, in the media. He started saying that why aren't we a little bit more critical of Israel? There's
Also kind of saying is the media showing everything they should be, kind of
exactly, and that was
by,
like 48 hours before
Yeah.
he died. And because Nick Fuentes was he was basically saying that Charlie is like, he's just as bad as the rest of them. He's not real. He's not saying the right things because he's just Israel cuck like the rest of them. And I think Charlie's really been going against. He's been pushing against Israel in a way that he never had before, and I think it's Israel possibly has a part in this. It is also, things are not this theatrical in real life, guys. We have to just ask ourselves, the fact that this shooter could have taken a shot, right, at any point, to think this wasn't planned in exactly the time he was speaking on gun violence. Literally, the quote before he got shot in the neck was talking about gang violence and the Second Amendment
And
and
that's when you
gun
saw the guy
violence.
doing like the weird symbols
He
behind
said,
him.
"What
and shit.
about gang violence?" Blah 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 blah. Then you see his security guards doing the signals, and his neck explodes.
And wasn't that one of the security guards also a guy that was at the Trump assassination? Did you see that kind of video?
I did not
The
see
guy in
that
the
one.
glasses, whatever. It looked like the guy behind him was also like one. Like it looked like. But that's what I was thinking. I was like, why would he be? Charlie's not like getting so like Secret Service shit. Why would he have the same guy? I don't know. Dude.
Have you seen the? This is
I just don't know enough
this
to like
is
fucking
not
.
This is a separate thing. But did you see that the FBI agent that looks exactly like Ted Kaczynski?
Oh yeah, not Ted Kaczynski.
I'm sorry,
Timothy McVeigh.
Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah,
dude. Who's Ted Kaczynski?
He was part. I think he was one of
Serial
the
killer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was the bomber.
BTK.
No, yeah.
You guys were like BTK. Yeah, that's
I thought it was a Korean band. Yes. What was he? What bomber was he?
He was
World Trade Center, right?
No. No, he did all
no.
the.
I mean,
all
like
the
first World Trade
No,
Center.
he did all the nail bombs and shit. What he was the guy Unabomber.
Unabomber.
Yeah, the Unabomber.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on. Look up Timothy McVeigh, FBI agent.
Yeah. It looks. I mean, I'm not, so, and that's
it literally
where,
looks exactly like this current FBI agent guy. It's insane. And there's a lot of stuff with that bombing.
Well, it's the same thing too, in like the Challenger.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah,
that is Timothy McVeigh, and
that's
that
the guy FBI agent.
is the FBI agent. Are we serious?
Yeah, I know. There's also, have you seen like the Challenger, like the Challenger explosion? Have you seen all like McCullough?
Brandon,
whatever?
go ahead, put that in picture. I want the people to see this. The Timothy McVeigh, just one of those pictures.
Do one of the side by sides. They do one that kind of do a facial analysis where they put the eyes on the nose, and it's kind of it's.
You remember how to do
The
it?
nose
if you
is
go
slightly
settings
different to
and
me
turn-
though. If I'm looking like on the
God.
nose looks slightly different, but you can have that changed. But
Yeah.
overall, it's pretty well likeness here.
He looks exactly like that guy, dude. It's insane. It's absolutely.
But
insane.
it's weird because all you should go through the NASA Challenger explosion.
Okay.
All the people on that crew, they all look like people now in government.
Oh,
it's really
yeah.
strange. Like it's
Yep.
almost like it's another like kind of just psyop kind of thing, whatever it is. Like for whatever I don't know what that would have caused. I'm too young to know the behind that. But there's the
But
world's
yeah,
a stage, man. The
The
world,
world
is a stage.
and my uncle will tell you that everything on the TV is fake. Everything that you're watching
Well,
is
you s-
absolutely fake. It's all theater. It's all manufactured. They're the same crisis actors.
Well,
going
it's funny 'cause I saw a video of like in like the Gaza, like and obviously with tragedy over there. There's always been a war that whatever. There's pictures of like there's camera people setting up like in this little area where people like hunger can't get like hunger. Then like another higher camera zooms like down the street and you just have people like in a market like getting food no problem. Like it's like certain like
Yeah.
it just shows like they're showing this for TV. They've done it. Hey, get on this car and jump on it real quick, and then they take pictures, and then they send that away, and then they manufacture riots and shit and all that kind of stuff for what we're doing now.
I think there's a a 50-50, like where part of it is this is what they're planning, this is what they're doing, and the other half is opportunistic, usage of tragedy. So there's if I can't believe that they are so efficient that they are getting everything that they plan like pinged off exactly as written. But in classic manipulation, the best things are to go roll with the punches and roll with what happens. So, and then spin it, to your advantage.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like was the Patriot Act all planned before 9/11 happened, or is it a direct result of opportunity? Do you know what I mean?
True.
Like,
Yeah.
they talked about they needed another Pearl Harbor in order to get this thing rolling.
And they hear this is going to happen, so like,
Yeah.
hey,
Let's just
we should let this
fly.
go
Hey,
so we
yeah.
can then go to war, right?
Hey guys, I heard she wants to fuck me. I'm gonna let it happen.
I mean, yeah.
A lot of talks about Israel and 9/11 these days too. A lot of people tying these. The
Thing is,
Israel and
here's the
9/11
thing,
together.
too,
Oh,
right?
Also, I've been quiet for a bit about the. Let me just say.
Yeah, you have right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just say. The Jews, as a people, are not. We don't have a cabal. It's the rich Jews. It's they're. I want to disown those motherfuckers.
It's the Zionists.
Nope. It's the who the fuckers that own all the banks? The Rothschilds. It's those Rothschilds.
Yes, thank you.
It's those Rothschild cucks. Listen, those are not part of my community.
I think they're actually like Satanists anyway. They're not even
Yeah,
actual.
I don't think
they're actually
Jews
even like
don't
Jewish,
even
yeah.
believe in hell if
So,
they're
yeah.
Satanists.
So I think he's.
Fuck.
I think they're because even I read something too, like even like the Star of David, like the Israel flag. It should be like a menorah or something. It should be something.
Nobody
actually,
knows where it comes
with the Star
from,
of David.
yeah.
Where's that
Star-
come from?
The Magen David comes from the Shield of David.
Is that close to a? Like,
But there's
a-
nothing in
a-
there's nothing in the
He would know.
the text about it.
Yeah, no, it's the Shield of David. So
I heard it's like it's like satanic symbolism.
No.
Okay, is there anything close
I
to
heard
it
that
that
there's
could
nothing
be,
in your Bible that shows anything related to the Star of David. That's my understanding.
Well, we're
That
all.
the
I mean,
Star of David has been
I'm
manufactured.
getting. Yeah,
But I
that's-
also get all my facts from Instagram reels
I've learned. Let's say,
and anti-Jew propaganda.
well, yeah, a lot of that's.
I
on the
do
feed these
agree with
days.
Brandon, and I want to make that very clear. Is like there is a lot of talk, and it is not a great time for Jewish people right now. And it's not fair to say that like all Jewish people are bad, and it's just I don't want that kind of rhetoric because it's not them. It's higher ups. It's the Rothschilds. It's people in
it's
Israel
rich fucks
government.
who
It's-
happen
it's-
to be Jewish.
All of Kanye's lawyers.
Correct. I mean, it's a lot. All the lawyers.
Yeah.
No, but
They're
realistically,
They're shitty people. They're shitty Christians.
Well, it's
There
the same,
are.
But it's
There
the
are
same,
shitty
same,
Muslims.
Same argument on the on the
Shitty
Palestinian
imams.
side, right? Where it's like that's just, there's
They're shitty.
you have to have the
blind
same
people,
energy
shitty
for fucking
deaf
both
people.
these shits.
There are shitty people in every demographic. And the thing is that if people keep clumping
all
that-
the Jews together.
all the Jews
Yeah.
together, it's we're being scapegoated
If
for
they keep clumping all the Jews together, that's called a concentration camp.
I also read something, but I also I also read something where one what's the name for like someone who's like full like Jew like what's the name like a Jewish
Like a
like
full-blooded
like a full-blooded like you're not
I don't think I can
because
say
we're like
that word.
Gentiles and shit. What's the name for like aren't we Gentiles, like people who aren't
Yeah, Gentiles.
So what,
like-
Goyim.
was yeah but one Jew is actually equivalent to like 6 like goyim people, like you guys are. So therefore I think that the numbers in
Are you talking intelligence or
just like as a whole, just in spiritually as a person, like
Supremacy.
one Jew is equal to like 6 or 7 like goyim or Gentiles. Therefore I think the numbers in the Holocaust were inflated if that's the case.
Where are you
If
getting
you're-
this math from?
I read it. I saw.
So are
saw
Jewish
some,
people in like dog gear? Like what do we?
No,
hold on.
no,
What is the
What are you talking
what is
some-
the math?
Look, it was some
in relation to what?
some like rabbi was saying this or whatever. It was some type of kind of
One
speech.
Jew is worth 5
don't get me
Gentiles.
started
So-
on the.
so, yeah,
there
so-
are some
some
fucking
Zion- yeah.
rabbis who are biggest.
Well, that's what,
pieces
yeah,
of
pretty much what it
Rabbi
was. So that made me
Shmuley.
think. I was
Not
okay,
all
if that's the
rabbis are
case,
good rabbis.
So maybe
Not
it
all
was
priests
only,
are good priests. Let's
maybe it
put
was
that
only
out
like
there.
maybe it was only 1 million instead of 6.
There are some great rabbis.
You know what I mean? If you do that math, I think because if it's 1 to, I just think that
Do you think the
Inflated.
Holocaust numbers were possibly inflated, Brandon?
No, because they weren't inflated because the numbers were smaller.
and you couldn't count all of them.
Yeah, you could. You didn't. We didn't have
There's no way.
tracking or
Yeah, there's no way.
technology. that we
IBM did have
now.
codes. IBM did have codes for you guys. That was IBM.
Yeah, it was IBM.
Just forget about that.
Yeah,
They're still in a company this day, aren't
yeah,
they?
but think about
That's
how
strange.
large that equipment had to be just to do
The-
simple
yeah.
fucking math. Then even the clandestine versions were full fucking buildings, so you couldn't.
Why couldn't they just count the shoes?
If there's a rich aristocratic Jew and he has multiple pairs of shoes,
Maybe they counted
yeah, that's true.
maybe they counted the shoes and they didn't count the pairs. They just counted each individual one.
Yeah, that's true.
Therefore,
Could be
the
double.
numbers were
You
inflated.
know what? I think we got something.
no. Hold on. Let me
counted
refute that before
all
I am
shoes.
on a podcast that is going. let me
Yeah,
refute
go-
that because they didn't take the shoes from the houses. They had the shoes on.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they
no,
had
no. The shoes
at
on the feet. They had the shoes on the feet, and then so it's not like Jews snuck an extra pair of shoes onto the trains. No.
That's true. You weren't allowed to
No,
grab extra
no.
baggage.
Well, they had suitcases.
You couldn't get
they
your
just threw 'em
luggage.
away. Hold on.
No, it's
Brandon-
not like, we're going to break, and we are going to break the glass and riot this evening, but we will let you get the
I
shoes.
do want to touch on what Brandon did just say that the technology that needed to do the IBM numbers had to be massive, right?
Huge.
Okay, to that point, I'm going to walk off screen for a second and grab something that will just give you some sort of visual. Is when did the Holocaust happen?
Well, there's a whole time
When did-
period. It's a
when
time
did-
period.
When did? What's the time period?
Kristallnacht?
Let's just give me
what
a
are we going-
decade. Just give me a decade.
What are we going from? Kristallnacht, when it started?
Yeah, do this. I mean, it's because the start of it, right? That's what you have to, because that's how you get your full numbers. And people talk about that's a whole. It's a
Because
year,
there might have
So
been
we're
some
talking like
Jews
late
that-
30s, right?
Kristallnacht happened.
Sounds like a
in
porn star.
Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, is
Okay,
what that
like I
translates
said, late
to.
30s.
But
1938.
that's when
I know
that's
my
when
Jew
the
history.
that's when
Damn,
the,
that sounds like an emo band I would have had back in the fucking
Kristallnacht
day.
is a
Nah,
dope
Night of
name.
Broken Glass.
Oh,
yeah. Did you guys not know about Kristallnacht? So this is when the public started breaking out into it. So and started hunting Jews. So there was probably shit that started before Kristallnacht. But we do historically kind of mark Kristallnacht as like the big turning point. The sign of the
Oh my God.
right here. Talk, Brandon. Get this on camera.
talking.
Can the people see it?
Is this my face now?
Get closer to the camera.
No, they can see it. They can see it.
Okay.
Now, for a second there, it looked like that was my head.
So,
A big Jew computer.
Nope. Hold on. Don't talk, Zach.
okay. So you can click the buttons. You got your subtotal, your total. This is literally a 1950s
Yep.
calculator. Okay, this is what it is heavy. as shit.
1950s. 50s.
Okay, now bring up like the IBM, whatever they were doing back then. I want to see what the.
My point is that's a 1950s calculator, and it would be in stores and stuff when you got groceries. Also, Brandon's great grandfather did people's taxes on that thing. But yeah, like
Listen.
that kind of material right there. That's in the 50s. That's top things in the 50s. So let's look. IBM's computer had to be what? A fucking whole room of mechanisms.
I'm talking like
Buildings.
back. I'm saying back during like for the Holocaust and shit. What
Also-
they used to make like to number people and shit.
Tattoos.
It
no,
was-
no, like to spit the numbers
But
out.
to like be able to That's IBM.
No. We use the tattoos. The Germans were very meticulous with their records, so the reason that they tattooed numbers was not only to, dehumanize. I mean,
Yeah,
but
it's
it was,
fucking gross.
but
what
it
was
was,
what was
to
the-
keep track.
Yeah. So what was the IBM impact?
we're
of
asking.
that? I thought they were putting
we're asking.
barcodes.
Yeah, we're asking what the
Yeah. I
what
thought
the-
IBM was part of the whole
what
situation.
spit out these numbers. How did IBM track this? What was IBM's
involvement?
involvement here?
The Strategic Alliance between Nazi Germany and America's Purple Corporation is a book.
We might need to do a little bit more research. I thought Brandon was going to know this.
Me too. That's why
No, this is
key
some
role in
pretty-
IBM's technology in the Holocaust genocide. So that's why
But I
want
wanna
to
know what the
technology
technology
was
is.
that they
I learned a lot of stuff in Hebrew school and high school, but there's a lot of deep shit. Listen,
It's just like now, man, it's so crazy. Because think about how many other corporations fund like terrorist organizations and they fund both sides of wars. Like that's the Rothschilds. They've been doing that forever. That's what they fund both sides of fucking all that shit. So that's
We were talking about when we do the podcast with my uncle is we just let Brandon sit back there and not interject or talk at all.
no, I will be quiet.
and just let the Jew talk go with my uncle because
will
it's like
de-mic myself. For that.
Me and Dom just said it would be really funny if Brandon just couldn't say anything and my uncle just doesn't even realize he's just going off about Jews. No, he's not going to say anything derogatory, but his views are that they run the
Alan
world.
Turing. Okay.
Yeah, you're forgetting
the Enigma machine.
Yes, in order to break the
To break-
Nazi code.
Yeah, but I thought they were actually like involved in actually.
No,
like,
I thought they were involved
I
with
thought they
the
were actually
numbering
the
of
numbering
Jewish
of Jewish
people.
people. I thought that was the whole thing. I thought that
Yes.
was what it was.
I thought for sure that's what
I've
it was.
never heard that, but
Really?
never. No, but I will do some research and I will make sure to find primary and secondary sources because,
Oh, look.
yeah.
Rendered by U.S. multinational corporation and its German and other subsidiaries of government. I mean, look, punch cards. So IBM technology and Holocaust genocide committed by a German regime by facilitating the regime's generation and tabulation of punch cards and national census data, military logistics. So they were part of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, they were part
I'm
of
reading it right there in the
Yeah.
Wiki. I mean, it's Wikipedia and concentrate camp capacity. So they were able to fucking figure out the capacity.
Yeah,
So
it
IBM was fully involved. Why are they still a company?
Also, well, why is
Why
NASA still a company
why
when
did-
all the
very
Nazis
true.
went to
Why
NASA?
did we
True.
Operation Paperclip and
Yep.
Operation Overcast?
True.
Um,
Argentina, why are they still a country? Why haven't we invaded there yet?
Well, because Hitler went there. He didn't ever die either. That's another thing. It's like,
yeah. He snuck out I guarantee you, he snuck out as a Jewish Holocaust survivor.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how
you
he
got to
did-
get out.
You shave that mustache, nobody knows what he looks like. I
That
think
is
we've
so true. That is
we've
wild.
said this on the pod.
Have we?
Yes, we have.
Shave? Yeah, that's true. You shaved his head and his mustache.
I think we said that on the pod.
I don't know,
Maybe YMH said it on their pod.
but that's
his
the easy way to get out.
mother was Jewish, correct?
His mother was Jewish. He was a gay Jew, just gay, self-hating Jew.
He would fit great in this country, in this world these days.
Yeah, I did see that the one that like a gay yarmulke.
Also,
I talked to Brandon
here's-
about that. I was like, "Is that allowed?" It's like a rainbow yarmulke somebody had on.
Here's the other thing: is let's be real. I'm gonna talk to you, fuckheads. If Adolf Hitler got popped during World War II, the concentration camps would have continued. It was the machine. We were the scapegoat for the decline of the German economy. So it was the rallying cry, the pitting people against each other.
What we're
History
coming in- yeah.
repeats itself, motherfuckers.
Wow, I didn't think of that. That's crazy. It's true.
Yeah, it's like they talked about the hedonism, the sex with boys, the transgender things, all the smut books, all stemming from Jewish people in Germany. But like, was that just part of the culture? And then the Jews were the scapegoats, and then now years later they're using that propaganda and that manipulation to pit
You
people
know who
against the
loves
Jews.
to read
Worked
those
then, didn't it?
playbooks? Senor Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't think Trump is as
He
has
hates
as much
us. He fucking hates us, and he is being very good at hiding
The
it.
thing is, I mean, he seems very much in
the pocket of
in
Israel,
I mean,
yeah.
well, just very much like it's not stepping. I mean, being very neutral in the fact of whatever's going on in Israel, Palestine conflict. Which for the longest time, you kind of have to just let things. I think we need to stop getting involved in other people's affairs anyway. To my own opinion, I think that if just whatever it is, Ukraine, whoever's having, I just feel like
I saw something that said
out,
I saw something that Trump converted to Judaism long ago, and he got a lot of money. He got bailed out by a Jewish guy with like 100 million.
He's a grifter. Grifters will do what grifters do.
But I heard he's a Jew himself. But that's like
yeah, but I thought it would change. I mean,
That-
Adolf Hitler was a Jew.
cabal Jew.
We
a
just
cabal,
said
a cabal
Adolf
Jew.
was a Jew.
Like
Remember
he
what I
got
said, they
into
ain't
the
us.
club. Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to differentiate that. I wish we had another word for them that I could
rich
use.
fucktards.
I got a couple.
Sorry, I'm
but-
really heated about this.
Well, you should be. That's
No,
what I'm
I
saying.
get it.
It's
I get
a
it
real
because
thing because
it-
that's
it is you.
it's,
The
you know.
thing is,
Frustrating to see.
Yeah.
it's frustrating to see for you, I'm sure, and it's also
And as
sucks
a-
because it's like it's
As
can
a
be
student of history,
Yeah.
it's frustrating to just sit back and watch the same shit happen play by play. Fucking we had a beer hall push. He was convicted, and he's out now.
Who's this? What are you talking about?
Donnie T.
Yeah.
Love him or hate him, it's exactly what happened. It's
Wait, what happened?
January 6th
Yeah.
is akin to the beer hall push, which Adolf Hitler led his, groups to attempt a coup and an overthrow, and like this is play by play out of.
I feel like the
history.
thing is, though, I mean, like
not
Hitler's. I
saying
feel
that-
like was a little more like probably. I don't know pictures of it. Was probably a little more
not saying Trump is Hitler. I'm
aggressive,
saying
but
that-
it's.
Yeah, I think January 6th was blown way out of fucking proportion myself.
But it was still a fact
but-
that you, but over blown out of
just
proportion, but you
the
still can't do
historical-
that. You know what I mean? That's still historically. I get. It does
Yeah,
say
but I
that.
also
historical
think-
significance
Yeah,
of
for
something
sure.
like
No, I
that
get it. Yeah,
happening.
yeah, absolutely.
Not that
You-
Donnie
there's not
T is-
similarities and shit
It's
like that.
the fact
but-
that shit, on the grand scheme of history, happened exactly again, followed by an economic downturn and.
Well, it's been proven that FBI agents were inciting a lot of the
Yeah, it's very
entry. The entry, they were letting people in into the building by free will. They were the security was just letting people in. The government agents were the ones breaking glass and stuff. People were literally in the crowd were screaming, stop! That's FBI! That's FBI! But there was a guy that was screaming in the streets, "Let's go! Let's storm the building!" Blah blah blah, and everyone's like, "No." No, people around him, and then he was outed as an FBI agent. So, like, this only further proves what Brandon's saying by that this is all calculated. This is all manufactured. This isn't like, this is all bullshit. Everything we fucking watch is bullshit. It's all fake, and it's all part of a bigger plan. Yeah, I mean, I just think the January 6th thing, and then on top of it, you have the media then making it the worst thing that has ever happened in the United States of America, which
I know.
we know that's
That's
not
the same
the
thing
fucking
too. And then purposely trying the same thing, put sides against each
yeah.
other, like
They're
you
big
seeing
profit.
seeing pictures of like, and I said you can't, you can align it because it was like a public like assassination. You saw like by cameras that weren't police cams, right? That's what I'm saying. It's different because that's what everybody's like, the selective empathy thing I'm seeing, and that's very true. People for the longest time, if a unarmed black male was gunned down in the streets by police, shot 87 times with his hands up, it's kind of like, well, it turns out 3 years ago he had a few warrants out, so it's kind of whatever, right? And it sucks when you see it, you're like, God, that guy did not fucking deserve that. That's bullshit, wild. But there's not like there has not been the same energy towards that kind of shit for this. But it's like, dude, because seeing the blood squirt from his neck and seeing his whole face turn and seeing the man literally die on screen, it's in my brain. It's fucked me up.
Did you
That's
see
what's
the
different to me.
guy?
That's
You've
why. That's why they're
clearly never been to 4chan.
I don't go to that
Did
shit.
you see?
I mean, I've seen death videos. I've seen prison death videos. I've seen, like I said, I saw that girl stabbed in her neck, and that was bad and stuff. But she kind of looked up, and there was still life for a minute, and like it was very sad and horrible. It's just for some reason the instance of it and just like the loud was just it was, and I think that was done on purpose, right? Because it's even like, because I consider myself very kind of numb to this shit anyways. I still did something that day. I just kind of felt like really strange in my brain.
It's in our instincts,
you know,
for that sort of stuff to burn and bury itself in our brain because of our survival instincts. We see those things, and then because of that, in the wild, where if we see that and we survive, we're like, okay, what happened? What went wrong with them? What do I have to do to not have that happen to me?
True, and I think it's say what you want. There's a relatability to that as well, right? Whether it's subliminal, what you want to say. It's a young white guy, whatever speaking, whatever it is. I'm not saying I'm Charlie Kirk's. I don't half the shit he says. I see he just debates. He speaks his thing. I don't really watch his shit. I don't really know what he does. But it's kind of I can't relate to an unarmed. I can't relate to a person of color by any means, right? In a certain sense. So I think there's also that relatability, like trying to seeing like just a young 30-year-old with his fucking head blown off, has 2 kids. I don't know. It's kind of.
Yeah.
I think for white people. Unfortunately, I think that that's a true statement. I think they connect more with him than they do a person of color. And that's why you're getting a lot of that, a selective sympathy on some ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily agree that it's like a race thing.
No, I don't either, because people of color are like, what the fuck, this is horrible. But I think if you're seeing that selective sympathy or empathy towards some people, that's probably why. Because they can't, they whatever that is, that's ingrained in people. I think I don't know. Maybe
I hate the conflating of 2 separate things. That like,
I agree.
I hate that people are like, oh well, you're worried about Charlie Kirk, but
what
about these school the school shooting that happened?
True.
And what about if you care about the school shooting, what about the white lady that was stabbed on the Ukrainian refugee?
What about that?
Everyone's flying Ukraine flags before. What about her stabbed in the neck? Oh, if you're talking about her, what about George Floyd? Like we could do this all fucking day.
Yeah,
and
it's always
exactly
what about them? What
want.
about
It's
for sure.
completely different situations. It's hitting people in a different way.
But now it's also, here's the thing too. Then you got people also like, see now. Do you think we should Second Amendment rights? Yeah,
No.
it doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
because here's my thing. So okay, do you think this is going to say, oh, you know what? Hey, now look, you're right. Let's give all the guns to the government. Let's trust it. Let's
trust that they got our back, even though they're the ones behind this.
Let's just give our guns away. We don't need them anymore as civilians. Let's just there'll be no more shootings because they won't find guns. Just like if you make abortions illegal, like people won't go get abortions. You make all these things illegal, like you think that people are just gonna like go get them. Like it's like
look what happened in Australia.
Things,
look what happened everywhere that gave their guns up. Look what happened 10 years after. By 10 years after, the government has complete control, and you have no fucking say. And at the same time, though, it's like even if there was a civil war and we tried to overthrow the government, like you have to think about the statistics of it is like, who's the military fighting for? You know what I mean? Because the military people are just like us. They're just people like us that are doing a job.
Most of the time are there because they fucking got in trouble. They're more, or they couldn't get,
or they're poor. There's poor people that
didn't go to college,
that get
or
sent
whatever.
off to fucking war.
They couldn't make
they're my
their way
peers.
through
they're
the system.
Yeah,
they're my
so
peers.
Like
they're people that I know that went through that route, and those people are othered a lot. Like, oh, the military. Well, dude, these grunts, these people that are going in, the regular military people, are just me and you. Like, they're just me and you that are doing a fucking job. I don't think if you send those people to the streets, they're going to fight and kill other Americans. I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, no, they will. They will. Because they're... I've been trying to find the name of the principle, but there's a psychological principle and a psychosocial principle. I don't think you can say either. I don't think either statement is true. You can't say, "Oh no, they definitely will," or "Oh no, they definitely won't."
I just don't.
No,
think you can
they
say
will
that.
because there will be, It's the classic. Why do you hate the Steelers fans? Why do you hate Steelers fans?
I don't really hate Steelers fans. Though.
Exactly, but if you're playing the Steelers, you're a Ravens fan. That week, there is animosity out the yin yang towards Steelers fans.
Yeah, for sure. But I can't. I mean, maybe I.
I mean, they have to win a
akin that to,
championship
like,
in the last 20 years for me to actually give a shit about them.
There's a conceptualized sense of self and you are part of tribalism.
I mean,
And-
that is
and-
true. So if you can save yourself, and you know,
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
I don't know. I just think you can't categorize everybody in the military like that because, like, okay, look at what happened at. I get what you're saying because look at what happened at Katrina. Did anybody watch these Katrina documentaries?
Nah, I
not
don't
yet.
They're worth a watch because we were so young when that stuff was happening.
Yeah,
What we were 15,
I don't even remember what the fucking what year
2005.
happened.
So yeah, we were 15, not understanding what was happening. There was a serious divide, racial divide.
I do know that
We
for
were
sure.
not like the government was not helping because it was poor black people involved. They were not doing what they were supposed to be doing. Then the military got sent in. There was reports of snipers shooting at helicopters, which was false or not even. And then people were scared to go deliver things, and then people were literally rounding up. Like there was people just rounding up. There was a curfew, and then people just killing black people that were out. Like it was insane. There's multiple people that died that way.
Yeah, I know that.
And you should watch this documentary. It's insane. And also the hurricane didn't really kill that many people. It was the levees breaking, which they break that down as well. And that's just bad infrastructure and bad
Yeah.
building.
I knew that. I
Dysentery.
knew that part of it. I knew that the levees.
there was
breaking
actually
the
army
issue.
engineers that did that and then never finished the levees. And then once they broke, that was it was over. But the way that we treated people there, we othered them. They're criminals. They're looting. They're doing this, they're that. And then the military got sent in, and you see these guys with military trucks bringing water in, and they got their guns, and they're doing this. And there was one colonel guy, I forget his name. I really should fucking have his name. Bald black dude. He's just an amazing gentleman. He literally was just like shouting down these military guys, just put your gun down, put your gun at your side, put your gun at ease. Like these are Americans, you know what I mean? And to Brandon's, what Brandon was saying is, yeah, these guys are going to go in and do what they're told because they're told that these people are criminals. They're told that, like,
And
it takes 10, 15 years for these people that went to Iraq to be like, hey, like I saw a guy on a podcast like, hey, I had to go into a guy's house and kill him at 2 a.m. in the morning, and his wife and kids were there, and he picked up a gun and tried to shoot at me, so I killed him. And it's like, okay, now 10 years later, I'm putting myself in his position. I'm at my house
Yeah,
with my wife and kid, and somebody in my country,
military not.
and
whatever,
somebody
yeah.
comes in my house.
yeah,
And I pull a gun and I get killed. Like, obviously, I'm going to pull a gun and try to defend my family.
True.
He's like, he's asked himself, would I have hung out with this guy? Would I have shared a drink with him? Would I have talked to him? Could we have been buddies and laughed?
Did you see it on
And
the
at
Sean
the
Ryan
time-
show?
I think so. I
Yeah,
think it
oh,
was
yeah.
it was a clip from Sean Ryan's show. And I think what the issue is like the dehumanization that Brandon was saying. But I think that is a hard fucking sell
that's why I'm bringing
in
this-
America
That's why I'm bringing
at,
this up.
That-
to
that-
Americans.
It's that Stanford prison experiment. That is a true.
That
thing,
is
though.
true. Yeah, the
that
Stanford
does
prison
happen.
experiment.
And
yes.
that was a simulation
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
no stakes of survival.
Yeah,
And
so
they
you guys
still
are prison,
pit
yeah.
each other against each other. They were put into roles of guards and prisoners. And, I mean, it's a classical...
Just
you
the
know-
hierarchy of shit. That's true. How that works.
Yeah.
Did you see the one with the Monopoly? The Monopoly game they did? They gave like specific people
Oh, the
more
the ones-
money,
yes.
and it was like, and they started acting differently. They're like,
They
No
had no
way.
sympathy for
no
those.
sympathy for anybody that had
Yeah.
less money in the game. They're just like
Dang.
cocky, eating their chips, and like it was that.
I'm so much better at this than you.
That's wild. Nah,
like,
yeah, I see
you
that. Yeah,
were
yeah, for
given you were given a head start.
But
Like,
it's so much deeper than. I mean, so I just think
when
so
the
I think
people
that
pass
too.
go, they got $200, and when the other people pass go, they got 50. So it just created this like economic divide.
Yeah, I always think that too.
in
Like
the
if I was
game,
to
and-
win the $1 billion like lottery, like would I be as generous as I think I'd be? Because I would say to myself, I don't need a fucking billion. That's $900 million.
Yeah.
Why would I need that fucking much money? Why would I need that? But I think about it, I'm like, damn, fucking that would be a real cool boat in the island I would like to get.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
think
I
about,
know
you
an island's
I think
probably
I
up for sale.
I wouldn't mind buying a team or something. You know what I mean? Like I think about shit like that. I'm like, so I think you have to, I just think we're all fucking.
There's a pretty cool island with like some really good
This is why
scuba
they're
spots
taking
up for sale right now.
This is why they're gutting education. They're gutting education because you start to learn all of these different things.
Gutting,
Not gutting.
or
but
it's gutted.
I learned-
I think it's gutted. I think the fact
Point
that kids, 90% of children in Chicago and Baltimore do not read at grade level. The
Yeah,
illiteracy
that's a
rate
problem.
is absolutely
Where's that
insane.
fund? Where's that? I know. they're cutting
Meanwhile,
funding, but-
both of those school systems are the most highly funded school systems. Where is the money going?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening? Did you see the thing? I know we just went to the Monopoly experiment, blah blah blah. We talked about that. We don't
been
need
a
to go
serious-ass
we don't
podcast.
need to go too deep into it. Watch the video of Don Lemon. Don Lemon goes to Baltimore
Oh yeah,
streets.
I saw that. Asking about if
Goes to Baltimore
yeah.
streets, and he asks people that he thinks he's going to get he asks poor people,
I think he's gonna
essentially
get the answers he
black
wants.
people, poor
Yeah.
people, poor whites, poor blacks. He literally thinks he's going to get a specific.
That's a different guy.
Oh wow, calls him a moron to his face. That's crazy. Anyway, he thinks he's going to get these reactions of, oh yeah, I don't want the National Guard here. Everyone is like, yeah, send them in. This city is out of control.
Help clean up some of these
Send
bad
'em in.
neighborhoods.
My husband
Help
was
the crime
carjacked
off,
and killed
yeah.
last year. Send him in. This person, there's shootings everywhere. You can't walk down the street. Send him in. It's literally like insane because you think that you see in the media, oh, they're sending military in and the people don't want this and the left doesn't want this and blah 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 blah. The people in the neighborhoods want it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is
the criminals don't.
no. I don't think it's a good idea because yes, that's how it started. The people wanted the Nazis. The people wanted them to. That was the public outcry.
Yeah, but I think it's different though, because my thing is you
Because-
so you would feel safe walking down any street like Fells Point 1 o'clock in the morning.
I
whatever it is.
do.
I mean, I'm
but
saying,
I am
I don't-
not a woman.
I don't
But
think
I think even
Jews
men are
were.
fucked
I don't
up
think
too, though.
Jews were going around murdering each other and murdering other people in the hall during
And robbing
and
and,
robbing
yeah.
and stealing.
No,
were
but
Jews doing that in Germany?
No, but people were because
because they were desperate. It was
because
desperation.
it's desperation.
And I
the
get it.
economic downturn.
but that's
and
no
they're ta-
excuse for that type
But
of
they're
behavior. And
that's the thing is you're falling into it. They're taking
what would your answer-
advantage
what
of a
would you-
bad situation.
would
but
your
I'm
answer
also
be?
listen. I'm also not saying that that's a good idea to send the people in. I'm just pointing out the fact that the citizens of these places are ready for it.
because
And that,
they're uneducated.
So here's my thing. So all the crime in Baltimore, what would you do? Because the prosecution, they're not locking them up.
me?
What would you do? Yeah, what would you do if it's
Oh,
so
fuck
far in?
no! I have no plan of action. I just know what not to do.
But I mean, but just
Well,
defund
they sent
defund
it-
the police is a big thing. So you defund the police, and then what?
well, I sent in.
No,
'Cause that's a big
I
movement, isn't it?
disagree with the defund
I know.
the
So that's what I'm
police.
saying. So what do you do?
They sent in the National Guard
that's the first
during
thing I do. Get
Freddie Gray. There was National Guard in
Proper
Baltimore.
mental health care is the first plan of attack that I would do.
Good luck.
But then-
I know it would.
Good
But then they get
fucking
11 shots
luck.
and they
It-
stab a lady on the neck on a train after 11 chances of being in and out of jail for your
No,
mental
I'm
health.
saying proper. That's improper. Our
Yeah.
system doesn't handle them properly. He shouldn't have been out. He should have been under supervision.
We shut down all the loony bins, which people were being mistreated there.
Yes.
For sure.
For
Yes.
sure.
But if
we
you
shut all of that down, correct?
if
And
you upgraded the conditions in there and started treating the people right.
and
just
made them
think-
maybe government subsidized or government agencies.
I just think the compassion of people even to work at these facilities is out the window. I think there's no compassion for just fellow man anymore. Because same thing, even when you come to like, doctors and like nurses and shit. Like you've seen some of these videos where like the women are like, they're filming like making like almost like it's a job to people now, right? They go into nursing and doctors and stuff. They're just for a job. I don't think it's actually because they
That's
care
why-
about helping people anymore. Police, same thing.
I think it's a
it's a paycheck.
It's a split. I think
So
it's
if I get a
split.
paycheck, I don't give a fuck. I just want to get in and get out. I don't care if you're
takes
fucking.
one.
You know
All
what I mean?
it takes is one. Everybody's that's the thing is People think, oh, somebody else is going to do it. Somebody else is going to do it. No, nobody else is going to do it. If everybody realizes no one else is going to do it, and we start realizing every little action that we do, we can make a little difference. One action.
Well, I think to your
action.
point, if you have a facility and yes, there's a bunch of workers and nobody gives a fuck about people, it's different. If you have someone in management that actually cares and actually holds people accountable, it doesn't matter if you have a bunch of workers that are not compassionate. You're holding them to a standard, or guess what? They don't have their
The
job.
people in management cheated their way through and
Suck the right dick.
Suck the right dick. Yep. Meanwhile, I didn't do great.
But this country
I failed
doesn't.
the system.
This country doesn't care about health. They don't care about mental health. If they cared about health, and listen, I know there's a lot of proponents on the conservative opponents. I'm sorry. I like to misuse that word clearly.
See?
Two times.
Hey, keeping us.
There's a lot of there's a lot of opponents to this on I would say the conservative side and the right wing side of they still want privatized insurance. I think, yeah, sure, great. You can still have privatized insurance, but we do need insurance for people, or the cost of medical things doesn't need to be that high. Like, where are we at where we need fucking insurance to go to the doctors? Like, that's insane.
Bro, right now,
Why do I need insurance to go get a checkup?
Look.
Do I need my insurance card? I've said this before. Do I need my insurance card for my fucking car? And do I need to show my car insurance to get gas? No. Why do I need an insurance card to go get a fucking checkup? Why do I need insurance card to go have them check if I have fucking the flu? Why do I need an insurance card to go because I'm sick and need an IV of $7 fucking saline? Why do I need to put my insurance card there? Because they're charging you exuberant amount of money. I have paid so much money out of my fucking paychecks over the last year for insurance. And I went to go to a doctor recently. My blood work was not covered. My fucking visit was not covered. I'm now $500 in the hole trying to get my health and my mental health in check. I'm $500 in the fucking hole. So how do you expect the guy on the fucking street with mental issues to get help?
Well, here's what's funny. A lot of them, you can get better like health and shit, like but not having health insurance. There's a lot of like places where you can actually. I saw some video like about putting up where like you actually there's certain cuts in like rates where like, oh, by not having insurance you actually like get almost better than
care.
having insurance.
Meanwhile,
which is crazy. But I know for me, time out real quick, because I have like Blue Cross Blue Shield Care First. I have a good insurance for my company. I think it's like $120 a pay for my shit, right? So that's what $240, $250, depending on what it is to come out every month for my insurance. Okay,
I think I paid almost $3.
I went to go
month.
get. We got fan. You got your
And it was
the,
shitty.
so-
It's shitty insurance.
But look, so it's like good shit. And so my copay, if I had a copay, it was like $20. Sometimes I didn't even like have to worry about that. It was no big deal. Special shit is like $50 copay for like any kind of specials. Anyways, I went to go get a gastro thing. I was having some stomach issues and shit for a while in the situation. But I had to get an upper endoscopy done, and literally like a week before my procedure, they called me to kind of tell me like kind of what was due at the time, whatever. And I needed $900 the day of. That's what's gonna. That's what I had to cover $900 of this endoscopy. Like $600 was to the venue, I guess, because anesthesia or whatever. So you got to pay, but like, so my insurance covered half of that or whatever. But so you're telling me this? So it's an $1,800 procedure. I have to cover $900 of it's just crazy to me to put a tube down my throat. It's like a fucking 20-minute procedure or some shit. That's wild.
Because you didn't meet your deductible of $5,000.
That's what I'm saying. So
you know
for
what I
me,
mean?
So I didn't
they
do it.
didn't make their nut off of you. That's
So
basically
I
what
called
that
them,
is.
and she said, "Oh, is there a reason why?" I said, "Yeah, because I can't pay fucking $900 to get this done. If I have cancer, I'll just deal with it, I guess." And she was like, "Well, sir, we don't." I said, "What do you want me to do? I mean, to come? Are you gonna let me get it? Like, are you not gonna charge me that day, and we'll do a payment plan?" That wasn't an option. So they needed $900 the day of to get mine done. So I said,
And they
"Fuck
gave
it
you a
then."
week to come up with it.
Yeah. So and you told me the price a week before. So now what? Now I canceled it, and luckily it was. And they almost tried to do it. Well, first I rescheduled because it's at that point where I was afraid I was going to get charged for even canceling that close. It was a whole fucking thing. So bottom line is, I'm dealing with my stomach issues and gonna have to.
Here's
It
the
is
other-
what it is.
Well,
it-
why are we paying? Why do we pay insurance every fucking month if it's not going to cover shit?
Yeah,
That's
and
my.
I
That's
haven't
my
even
whole
gone.
thing.
I haven't even gone in like 2 years for this. So what? Am I paying insurance just in case?
You literally have just paid.
You should get that money
over
back at
2
the end of the year.
years.
You
You've
use it.
paid $300 for 2 years, a month.
Yeah.
Do the fucking math. How much money have you put out to these people, and they are not providing a service?
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. The
Say
insurance
his
companies
name.
is ridiculous.
Say his name. Louis.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and listen,
Chuck Mangione.
Yeah, old Chuck. Old Chucky.
Chuck Mangione.
Old Chucky Mangione.
like,
Just saying.
That's another thing, though. Too is like, obviously, that man didn't deserve to die either.
Nah, same thing, right?
That
No.
man
But
didn't deserve
here's
to
what's
die.
funny. So that thing, but all the people that are kind of cheering for the whatever was was cheering the states. I don't know. It's crazy.
It is a little. It is. I mean,
CFO,
and we
CEO doesn't do anything.
we made.
Take out the board.
I'm
oh,
sh-
I mean, do their
Nope, nope,
violence
nope.
is don't no.
I'm sure. Listen,
I'm coming from
listen,
Take out the
we-
boards of the shed.
I'm not saying that we should kill anybody. I think that's wrong, and I think I'm sure we made light
The reason
of.
people feel that it's the only way because how else do we change them? That's why people are getting desperate and doing these crazy shits.
Not wrong.
We made light, I'm sure, of the Luigi thing. I even with one of our episodes was called Free Luigi, but I think we realized the frustration that we just expressed is the same that Luigi was dealing with, and I think a lot of the things with that too.
You think he was a patsy too?
I think a
though?
lot of the things with that is a fucking patsy, but at the same time,
I think he was taken advantage of.
I think at the same time, that video we watched of that guy dying, it was not as visceral. It was not as graphic as
Yeah,
watching
something about that was strange.
a black and white grainy surveillance video.
That's what I'm saying. The same
You
thing.
had a 22, the guy collapses. Boom, we see worse things on TV. The Charlie Kirk thing was in your face. This theater was meant for you. And obviously, I want to say this straight up, the CEO did not deserve to die. He had children as well. He had, well, actually, I don't know what his life is, but if he deserved to die, that's up to God. That's up to his maker when he dies of natural causes. That wasn't for somebody else to decide. And I think we, as a country, we need to realize that violence is never the fucking answer here. You don't kill people because you disagree with them. And it's very unfortunate that we've come to that point.
I still think Luigi didn't do it, and it might have been
Israel. I'm just kidding.
No, actually, probably the board of directors hired a hit on him because he was probably about to do some shit, and Luigi's the perfect candidate. Psychological profile. What meds was Luigi on? What meds was Luigi currently out of or off of and pissed off at his healthcare for?
MK Ultra never stopped.
Yeah.
MK Ultra never stopped. Slippery Stallions leading comedy podcast.
Yeah. It's like
We just did an hour of serious
Yeah.
fucking conspiracies, and
We've got some lighter shit here.
I don't even know if it's worth going into lighter shit at this point. We've kind of
we're kind of already did an hour and a half.
we did our hour, and the Ravens losing kind of spun us into this downfall.
So why
I
would
think.
we even? I'm not
I
talking
think
about
we should
that
just
shit.
stay depressed, stay black pilled. No, but for real though,
Is this suppository?
this is a little bit darker of a podcast because we are talking about real shit, and I think all this stuff needs to be discussed. And I like that Brandon has some opposing views. You have some opposing views of me, and we can all sit here and talk and have a discussion without resorting to fucking shooting each other.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we can all have different views.
You know what else it is? though?
Brandon's a Jew, guys, and I love him to death.
What else?
Okay, I love him to death. I love Zach. I love these people. Zach could be, a far left gay man, and I would still love him. I'd see if he'd blow me once in a while, but I'd still love him. It doesn't matter what your views
What that
are.
mustache
You're
do,
still my
Zach?
friend.
What that mustache do?
Tickle your balls. No,
Cocksweeper.
But no, the fun, like the thing is, that's what. But it's because you. But here's the thing. 'Cause sometimes you can be divisive, also, or I guess that's the right word. But
Divisive, yes.
So like because it's also how you talk to someone, right?
Yeah.
Because you can have different views, but sometimes. Charlie Kirk. I mean, he let people talk, but there was a smugness sometimes. And
Smug,
there was
demeaning
there
a little
was a way
bit.
where he would talk down to people or make them feel like they were inferior to him.
Well, when
And
he
I-
makes a
and I
valid
can-
point too, and then the whole crowd's cheering
Exactly.
and booing the
That's
other
a big-
person, obviously
that's a big fucking
yeah.
thing, right? It's a lot of times when you're talking to somebody and you're having different views, when someone starts kind of like, making it and that happens, right? If you're being any other human, if you're being backed into a corner, you're feeling defeated or whatever it is, you want to fight back in any means. You want to crawl out of that fucking hole.
At the
So
same
I can
point, I
see
have
how
seen
people
him-
can be,
yeah.
very turned off by Charlie Kirk or any other political figure in certain ways that you're like, what the fuck? Think about the fucking how pissed off like sometimes like other people on the right far side or whatever when they watch The View and all these other fucking spots where it's just like spewing this like outrageous like left side hate towards whatever it is. Sometimes they're very divisive in certain ways. I feel like the way you kind of talk to somebody is a big part in conversations these days, and I think that's an issue. I think where Charlie did have wasn't understood. He's 31 years old, young fuck. I mean, we're all young, but the way he talked to people sometimes could be rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
I would have loved
which isn't
to
a
see
reason
him-
to be killed, right? Obviously not. But I'm saying I can see
Successful in media. That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah, and I think I have seen him be extremely compassionate towards people
for sure.
But I think I would have, to your point, I would have loved to see him because I remember myself at 31. That's kind of when we started this podcast around that
right.
time.
Yeah.
But and you could snip things from our podcast, the 70 some episodes.
Yeah.
And you could make us look like absolute fucking shit. I'm sure. Take things out of context, do this, do that. Or you could make us look like angels.
Dude, you could
Whichever
just
you pull.
fucking-
It's like when you can interpret the Bible any certain way. If you put enough information out there, it could be skewed and put. Charlie Kirk sat there and talked for hours every single week.
Yeah.
You can take snippets and make it look like however the hell you want to make it look. And it's yeah.
Bro, you could take some of my old rap songs, and I would be canceled next week. Some of the shit I said doing
Yeah.
my rap songs and shit. I mean, it's but I mean, I think the whole cancel culture kind of played itself out. I think people were just
What was
more
the
kinda
one
tired
line?
of-
I'm so deep inside I can feel your last meal.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a good one.
You could take some shit that I
which
said.
is completely not true.
Not
'cause
true,
I can,
not true.
I don't know if I can feel.
You could take some shit that I said last week.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I am a fallible creature. I am constantly changing.
He's a golem.
I have also been hitting the head a shitload.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you gotta accept and realize where your faults are first, and then proceed forward. And I think a lot of people are trying to keep a positive image about themselves rather than being honest about who they are
Get
and
that.
the fact that their opinions may waver, that 1 week they might be extremely pissed off about a parking ticket and say or like their bills and be like, the Jews should all burn, and then the next week it's like, oh my god, did I say that?
You know what it is? It's like post clarity nut.
Yes!
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Sometimes I think everybody just needs to like jerk off more. That's what needs to happen because you got to get that rage out in some way without violence. That's what I'm telling you. Because the minute stressed out or whatever, once obviously I got a problem. I think once I pop one off, I'm like, hey, that wasn't that big of a deal at all. It's gonna be a good day.
Or Kanye is
You
like,
know?
oh my god, I'm mildly schizophrenic.
That was the Kardashians turned him into that. That's their whole devil. Talk about a cabal.
I think I've said it before, but all he needed to do was say, hey, listen, I'm not mad at all the Jews. I'm just mad at these people who happen to be Jewish who are fucking me out of this deal.
Yeah.
That's all.
But I think it also proves his point to fucking freeze his accounts and do all this other stuff and say, oh, Jews control everything, blah, blah. And because he said that his life's controlled, it just proves his point further. I think it was a calculated misstep by anyone in power at that point. Because even if those people that controlled the banks were or were not Jewish, it's you can say, oh, hey, my life's going to be fucked because I'm speaking out about the Jews, and then your life gets fucked. It kind of proves
Yeah.
your fucking point.
Yeah, but those those fuckheads don't care about the collateral damage that they're doing to their own Jewish people.
Yeah.
They don't.
Okay, well, let's see. We should. This is a good one.
Is there truth about Jewish people's high up in the Nazi regime as well? Isn't there evidence that there was
Yeah.
Jewish people like high up in the Third Reich?
Is it true that there were black slave owners in the South?
Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
people that
if they were passing and people were like, "Oh, he's one of the good ones." Hey, we're going to kill a whole bunch of your people.
It's back to the
even
same
slave
point we were
tra-
just saying about
traders.
the military being like part of whatever. It's if you're like can be accepted and then you'll be part of that kind of shit to not have to be on the other side. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call this the heavy one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. These are some triple G's.
Yeah, this is a heavy podcast. If you pop this on, if you don't want to laugh, there's a couple chuckles. We got a couple chuckles.
Yeah. Wait.
A couple, but you have to listen through some crazy shit to find the fun.
There's not the laughs per minute aren't on this one.
No.
Speaking comically, the laughs per minute are not on this one.
Yeah, but like I said, it's kind of a weird time. It's been a little weird week, I guess. It started off fucking Ravens loss,
Yeah, which that's just
and then
egregious. I think
and then
a lot of people calling for Harbaugh's job, and I want to just touch on it briefly, and I just want to say I'm going to say my part, and then I'm going to let Zach close out here and talk about what he thinks about that game. Because I actually did watch the game, and I typically a lot of times I tune the fuck out or just listen to it in the background. I did watch that game, and this is the issue that I see with the Ravens, and the thing is they get up, and they've blown so many fucking huge leads, but they get up, and then they completely change the game plan. Oh, let's not do what's been working for 3.5 fucking quarters. Let's not do what's working for 3 quarters. Let's just punch the ball up the middle 3 times, get nowhere, turn it over, and give them an opportunity. Dude, stop. You have just don't fucking throw an interception just the way you don't fucking fumble the ball. Like, it's not, statistically speaking, we should have fucking ran the ball down the middle 50,000 fucking times. Well, guess what? You were winning the whole game, and then you went to the stats and you fucking shit the bed. So let's play the game with a little more feeling and less statistics, and maybe not switch up the whole fucking game plan when you're winning the game the way you've been playing it all fucking game. Anyway, that's me.
I think you're correct on that. And the thing is also, so you put up 40 points, and I don't care who you are. You put up 40 points, right? We were up 5 minutes left. I think it was 40-25 or some shit. Like I think it was 5 minutes left. We were still up by. So even now, it's still Josh Allen and the Bills. Like they're gonna
You allowed 3 scores.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's like, and then the defense was we're down cornerbacks. Like we were
the
Josh
play at the 1 yard line too. Like come on.
What?
Come the fuck on. When he slid into the end zone.
I don't even remember that play.
So before we were still up 25, we're still up 20 at this point. When we punted it and then we ran down the ball, the guy slid, touched it, and his knee or whatever went into the end zone.
Then armed it. So that gave him a touchback or whatever.
Touchback instead of a fucking.
And that's and that was. You try and make a play on the ball, that shit happens. But there was also like Jair Alexander, who I don't think he should have even played that fucking game because he was injured. Yeah, bless you. Is that what you say to Jewish people? Can you say that? You say bless you when you sneeze? What do you say?
Moses.
It's the sentiment of your feelings.
Okay, so
the blessings, whether that I agree with them or not.
Okay, so
Moses
coming from okay, good.
Yes,
May Moses moisturize your nose.
Good.
Coming from a good place.
All right, back to my shit. So like I said, Jair Alexander was injured most of fucking training camp and shit. And he's had knee issues, whatever. I don't think he should have played that fucking game. We were already up. I know defense was kind of we're down cornerbacks. You have to kind of rotate guys. Guys get tired, no problem. But he calls that fucking trying to make a play, calls a pass interference, get him down to fucking the third or the fucking, and they just scored off that motherfucker, right? So a lot of shit happened towards the end that was just egregious mistakes. That wasn't, the offense did their job. There was some dumb plays, like the kind of clock management towards the end, like 3rd and 8 or second in or whatever, doing like a 1 yard dump off, which it was no room, whatever. That shit was dumb. But I don't. This has been an all the time occurrence of you're up 40 points. I think we did. I don't know if it's hey let's slow down a little bit. Let's kind of try to save our guys. I don't want to get them hurt, but you're right. There's kind of this urgency stops. We're up by a lot. It's almost like we don't want to run the ball up anymore. We don't want to, it's just, I don't know. We want to let it get back in. But then my conspiracy mind starts coming in. I'm like, okay, people are changing the channel, right? The ratings are going down because the Ravens are up so much. People want to go to bed for work tomorrow. We got to get this game back in here. So halftime, what happens? All of a sudden, the extra clock run off. There's actually time on the clock to take a field goal. But before Ravens get the ball back, that kind of shifts momentum a little bit. I start thinking about when they changed it from a sports organization to NFL being a sports thing to an entertainment business. They changed the whole call of it, which is it's under the same guidelines of the WWE. To me, you got to question everything in the fucking NFL.
Now the billionaires are all involved with the online
you
betting.
all money share. It's all money share. So so I don't care if that last team fucking. That's why we have to get in the fucking Premier League type soccer shit. There needs to be something happens if you finish last in the NFL. Something has to happen.
You go to the Canadian Football League,
whatever,
and you work your way out of that.
Something, because there has to be something. There has to be some. Now there's a benefit to coming in last. Now you get the first pick. What the fuck? What is and the organization gets to fire you, but it doesn't matter because you're sharing the revenue. You're sharing the revenue. There's no, so that's why some of the shit I'm like I want to go and enjoy it and think that's the game's the game, but there's got to be something. It's just weird, man. Like I said, then the betting's all involved now with it and shit. It's hard to think that there's not something else like going on for entertainment, for TV ratings, to keep you in, make this happen here. There's certain like here, hey, I don't know, whatever. Because what was the spread that game? 1.5 points, something dumb like that. How do you call that? How do you call that? I mean, I get it, but it's like, how do you fuck it? That's what I'm saying. So it's 40-25, 5 minutes left. The spread's like 1.5. The game ends by Bills winning by 1 point.
Yes,
some shit like that. Like, what the fuck, man?
But if the Ravens are slated to win in the storyline, what good does it do to start off victorious? It does nothing to placate the masses with, bread and circuses.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. I know. You're right.
And right now, Baltimore is a place of, contention for a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of who endorsed the Ravens? What famous I can't remember. I can't find who to look up.
What do you mean?
Somebody made some sort of weird music deal with the Ravens or some famous fuck.
I didn't know that. I'm not sure.
I
What do you mean an endorsement deal? Like they're gonna.
I'll find it.
It's all good. We gotta wrap this.
Yeah,
up.
we gotta
some
wrap.
shit I gotta do.
Slippery Stallions podcast. We love you. Next one will
Yeah.
be funny. I promise. Anybody else want to say anything?
No.
We out.
See you.
Peace.
And you're finished.